Alright friends, we're back with a brand new video on JasonBlaha, a favorite YouTuber man to make videos on. The gym lifting, recruiting, lifting slave himself. Yes, JasonBlaha. We're going to do a reaction video today on JasonBlaha's video that he just posted. Blaha says, shocking the muscles into growth doesn't work. What do you mean? Arnold says shocking the muscles work, bro. What are you talking about, Blaha?
Muscles do not need to be shocked with extremely different stimulus in order to grow. Hey everybody, I thought I would...
They don't? They don't need to be extremely shocked to what? To create stimulus growth? Wow, man. What does then? Okay, what does?
You guys and gal a little bit about this today because this is something that people say and do all the time.
Oh man, do I have to really go over this again? This is like, man, if people haven't really learned by now, they're never gonna learn, bro. Look, man, this is from NCBI, Nutrition Muscle Protein Synthesis, a descriptive review. This is just one report, okay, I use, okay? There's many. So it says here at the top, skeletal muscles continuously breaking down and synthesizing protein. It does. It's breaking down contractile proteins and then synthesizing them throughout the day. As you move your body around, you're using your body in real time. So it must do that because that's the major thing that you use is muscle. It carries you everywhere. It carries you everywhere. Without muscle, you can't do anything, okay? If muscle is going to maintain its mass, and here's the maintenance. Does it say weights maintain mass? No, it says if muscle is going to maintain mass, the net level of protein balance must equal 0. Did it say that if muscle is going to maintain mass, you have to go to the gym, lift weights, and break down protein so you shrink? No. So, if muscle is going to gain mass, protein synthesis must exceed protein breakdown. But here's the kicker. When you lift weights, there's a bigger window now for protein synthesis than the breakdown. Now, I don't know if I can find it here. Sometimes they post it here. Hold on. Between rates of protein synthesis and breakdown. Okay, so this is another one. Hey, there's just people ask these questions. When protein synthesis exceeds protein breakdown, thus the muscle protein pool mass is determined by the balance between rates of protein synthesis and protein breakdown. As long as the two rates are constant, muscle mass will not change. You see that? As long as the two rates are constant, muscle mass will not change, regardless of the acute rates. If the MPS rate exceeds that of breakdown, muscle mass will hypertrophy over time. Does it say that weights or shocking muscles build muscles? Absolutely not. What needs to occur to have more protein synthesis than breakdown? Well, in order to maintain a positive protein balance, you need to synthesize more protein than you break down. Get it? Consumption of essential amino acids to have a full amino acid pool will allow for synthesis of complete proteins, allowing for more positive protein balance, meaning you're in a positive nitrogen balance. You're anabolic. So yeah. Anyways, I don't need to go into more of this, okay? This is just ridiculous stuff, bro. Food is what builds muscles.
I've heard bodybuilders say it for years that, I need to shock a muscle. And let's...
You don't shock a muscle into growth. It won't grow on a breatharian diet. Man, did science not tell you how muscles are built when protein synthesis exceeds that breakdown? When you are in a positive nitrogen balance, you are now anabolic. So you are gaining mass on that myofibrillar. That's why people are always complaining, I'm a hard gainer because I'm eating carbohydrates and they don't build muscles. Get it, dude? Eating garbage doesn't build muscles. Oh, I eat a lot. I eat spaghetti and pasta and pizza all day and Coca-Colas. Yeah, okay. Whatever, dude. And then you get these people, I reached a newbie gain limit, my newbie gains or my natural limit, all this garbage. You never reached anything, you dummy. You forgot to eat food. Protein synthesis needs to exceed breakdown. Weights don't build muscles, you fools. Get it? It's free. Anybody could go and lift weights. You can lift them anywhere. You could labor anywhere in a field. That is not going to build you up. You can walk with a bull on your back to high heaven. But if protein synthesis doesn't exceed breakdown, that body ain't never going to build squat.
Be frank, we don't need to do that. Right? We don't need to do that. Now, are there times when we may want to change something?
I think all of you people need a wake-up call. Money is what builds bodies. If you don't have money, don't bother going to the gym. And I know, you lifted a heavy weight. You got stronger. No, you didn't. You got better at lifting that heavy weight. You never got stronger. If you never got bigger, if you never grew real muscle, I'm not talking about carbohydrate muscles, okay? I am talking about real muscles eating protein. Look, all of you people are eating so much carbs, your drug-induced carbohydrate diet, which is a drug diet. If you would just eat a lot of protein, then you would find out. But you got to experiment on your own. So it would be a high-fat, high-protein diet is what you really need when it comes to bodybuilding.
Because something better fits our goals. For example,
here's the question. If all of you would actually build real muscle and not these sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles, will you get stronger? Well, it's something that you need to find out. So you need to stop eating your drug-induced carbohydrate diet and eat a lot of protein and find out whether you get stronger or not. Get it, dude?
You've been doing pull-ups on your back and bicep day, but you realize your biceps need more stimulus than your lats, so you switch to chin-ups. Okay, but that's a case of prioritization.
Think about it. The guy that, listen to what he's saying. Oh, do chin-ups, do this, bench press. Man, the guy that's doing all these pull-ups and everything every day and doing all these weird things, and he's never exceeding protein breakdown. It's always the same. It's consistent. He's never growing. But the guy that did a couple of chin-ups, let's say he did a couple of chin-ups, but then he ran down and ate shitloads of steaks. He ate tons of steaks. And then the guy comes back and he does more chin-ups with the same guy. And then he goes and runs and eats more steaks. And then he comes back, does chin-ups. And all of a sudden, within a 3-month period, the guy who's been eating the steaks, doing the chin-ups, a couple of chin-ups, less than the other guy's doing so much more chin-ups, he comes back and he looks massive in 3 months. And what does the guy say? The guy turns to him and say, "Oh, you must be doing something, dude." And he's like, yeah. You must be doing something. You're taking steroids." And he's like, "Huh?" So what are you talking about? "Well, you took steroids because look how big you got. Look how big you got. You must have been on steroids." "Yeah, I went down and I ate a bunch of steaks at the buffet, dude." And he's like, "What? I don't believe you, man. You took steroids." That's how dumb people are out there. The fitness industry and everybody in the social media is so dumb.
But people tend to do stuff like, well, I wanted to really shock my muscles into growth, so I added 10 extra.
Yeah, I really wanted to shock my muscles into growth, so I added 10 more sets.
Sets over what I normally do every week, and then they get really sore, or they'll do things.
Oh, I shocked them, and then they get really sore. You know what Pygmy said when that happened to him? He was taking Turkesterone today. Okay, let's go to Pygmy. Let me see if I can find his video. Hold on a second. He was here somewhere. Just a second. Let me look him up. He's got a new video on Turkesterone, okay?
If you're in Canada and struggling to keep up, you can get a...
What is up, Home Slice? Lucas here.
Well, let's go to the end of the video. Somewhere over here, he talks about it.
Anything profound there as well. Now,
He says he got weaker. I don't know. Hold on. There it is.
experiment a little over 60 days in now. I haven't noticed an increase in muscle mass or even strength. In fact, I've actually been getting weaker since I started taking this.
Not as strong as I was.
But I must have you know that ever since I did start this, I've also been in a slight cutting phase. My weight has...
No, but he's been getting weaker and everything, taking Turkesterone. But he said that he was getting sore. If you're getting sore, you need to eat. You're going to shrink. That's why he shrunk. He doesn't look like he put on any weight whatsoever. Look.
Actually come down since I started taking this. I've been now. I obviously do look leaner, and in my opinion, it does look like I retained some size in my arms, which is a...
He actually lost weight. What? This is Turk 14 days. This is Turk 67 days. He actually lost weight. This is kind of weird. I don't know. It's like caloric deficit. Why would you go caloric deficit on Turkesterone? None of this makes sense, but whatever. Even if you went on a caloric deficit, if Turkesterone actually worked and you were on a caloric deficit, you would still put on muscle then, if it really worked. It really, really was a steroid, so it doesn't work. And he complained that he was really sore all the time. I don't know where that is. He was playing soccer or something. Hold on. Here it is.
Actually a smart thing to do, you know what I'm saying? Maybe just wait another day. And then when I do wait another day, it's like I'm super fresh after waking up and like kind of warming up into the day.
Dude,
He said the soreness went away or something. I don't know.
like I felt so sore after the last training session. I'm like, oh my gosh. But once I got warmed up today, like I went again, and now I think I'm gonna be really sore again. Is the Turk making me go above and beyond?
Is the Turk making him go above and beyond? He's getting an adaptation. You should be eating now. You're going to shrink. You're going to lose muscle. That's why he lost muscle. That's why he shrunk. He shrunk because he got sore. He actually lost muscle. Muscle cells. They dismantled. This is ridiculous lifting. This is just dumb stuff, bro. Really dumb.
This is the only resource y'all in.
every week, and then they
Let's go back to Blaha. See what he has to say.
really sore. Or they'll do things like, well,
See, really sore. What do you do when you're really sore? Go and eat. You're going to shrink.
I decided to really shock the muscle, so I did a bunch of these weeder intensity techniques.
I really shocked the muscle. I got an adaptation. I got muscle damage. I'm sore now. I have delayed muscle damage, which is called delayed onset muscle soreness. It's called delayed onset muscle damage. One guy asked me, what do they mean by that? What do they mean by that? Oh man, are you serious, bro? Like, look at this in my here community section. He actually wrote me this. Somebody asked me, what do they mean by that? Come on, dude. They mean exactly what they say there, dude. So there's two sections here I pulled out. All right. It's called metabolic changes following eccentric exercise in trained and untrained men. So they were doing a test on trained, untrained men. Okay. So I posted this section, which comes with that. It's the top section. It's at the end. It says the results suggest that in untrained men, eccentric exercise leads to metabolic response indicative of what? Delayed muscle damage. Okay. What else causes delayed muscle damage? Unaccustomed exercise. If something that pushed you above and beyond, you were unaccustomed to doing that, you are going to get delayed muscle damage. Or anything that you're unfamiliar with, you're doing. So now that you got that delayed muscle damage, that you're sore, listen to the word delayed muscle damage. When? The next day, right? The next day, I feel sore. Delayed muscle damage. What are you supposed to do with it? What are you supposed to do? Just walk around? What, eat your cereal or something? No, man, you gotta eat a lot now, especially if you have damaged muscles. You need to be in a positive nitrogen balance, bro. You need a protein synthesis need to exceed that breakdown, bro. And I mean serious there when it comes to muscle damage. And you need to do it the whole week because it's in a repair and a remodeling stage now. That is called an adaptation. That's totally different. That has nothing to do with you being a lifting slave, a trained lifter trying to get mass on the myofibrillar. That's based on just protein synthesis, opening a window, and then protein synthesis exceeds this breakdown. But in muscle damage, in delayed muscle damage, man, protein synthesis is extended for that entire week. And blood levels are elevated until that muscle is repaired and remodeled, bro. Get it? So you need to be in a positive nitrogen balance the entire week if you got an adaptation. I'm not talking about just gaining muscle mass. Jesus. Man, people don't know anything about bodybuilding whatsoever. They're fucking gone, dude. Brain is out the window.
which there isn't much actual use for. I'm not a fan of those things for the most part. which again, they might do a bunch of forced reps, which means after they pretty much reach failure on a bench press, they have a spotters help them do more reps where they help lift the weight, where they do drop sets to where they drop down and use lighter dumbbells, and then drop them again, use lighter dumbbells, and then repeat the same thing again after they've rested. And again, they're like, well, I'm taking everything to absolute failure. Okay.
What? I'm taking everything to absolute failure. For what purpose? What is the purpose of going to all out failure? What is the purpose behind it?
This is not how you stimulate muscle.
You want to open a bigger window for protein synthesis? He says stimulate muscle. This is not how you stimulate muscle growth, he says. How do you stimulate it? When MPS exceeds muscle protein breakdown, MPB. Hello? My God.
Growth. And again, this is also a very, very short-term approach to training. I think people get stuck in their heads because when you're a novice, we can progress pretty much every workout, right? When you're a novice lifter, a lot of novice programs, you put 5 pounds on the bar every time you squat more than you did the time before. And sometimes people can do this for 3 months straight.
He's aging, absolutely aging. You want to know why? Because it is not exceeding breakdown, so there isn't any anabolic effect to make you younger. You need to be anabolic to make you younger. Yeah. And he's just accelerating aging by lifting. This causes stress. It causes cortisol to go up. Catabolic hormone is high. He's never, here's the thing, he's never exceeding breakdown because I don't see any growth here. If Blaha was to exceed breakdown if he was to exceed MPB with MPS, then he wouldn't be in this state that he is right now, a very declining type of state that he's in. He doesn't have to diet. He doesn't have to do anything. All he has to do is eat a lot of beef, protein. Protein synthesis exceeds this breakdown, and drink water. And you're going to get leaner and you're going to get bigger.
4 months straight.
Especially if you're lifting every single day in the gym. You're not doing muscle damage training. You're not shooting for an adaptation. So what are you shooting for here? You're trying to gain mass, right? You're just lifting weights to open a window for protein synthesis. And now that you have, what are you doing with it? Well, pizza and Coca-Cola and McDonald's ain't gonna do it, dude. Get it? You gotta go eat a couple of steaks. You gotta eat at least 4, 5, 6 pounds of steak during that day. That's when you're gonna gain that mass on that myofibrillar.
And they could be squatting 2 or 3 times a week, and it just goes up. They're like they're adding 10 pounds every single week.
But if you lift like an endurance athlete and you carb load, then you're gonna load glycogen in the muscle as an energy source, and you may even get fat. So you're not building muscles, you're building sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. That isn't muscle, that's just a storage unit for energy.
For months. And so they get this idea that individual sessions are extremely important. Okay? They get that idea that every session is going to stimulate large amounts of muscle growth.
Each session is going to stimulate large amounts of muscle growth on what? A breatharian diet. Bro, lifting weights does not stimulate muscle growth. It doesn't stimulate muscle growth. It stimulates a window for protein synthesis. Hello, man, it's pie. People gotta be out to lunch or something, dude.
Reality is, once you've been training a while, you've gone through that whole novel Nubian phase. Everything that we do is really about an accumulation over periods of time. All right? Your individual sessions only contribute such a...
No, it isn't. Your body's just gonna adapt by giving you some androgen receptors. This fake strength. It's a chemical strength, like a woman lifting a car. When she's in trouble, she gets an adrenaline rush. The chemicals are released through adrenaline, and she's able to lift the car off her kid. Just as the same thing, like a wall is coming down, it's falling down on your head, a rock or something, a boulder, and you're lifting it, bro, because you're under stress. You could die. You have to survive. So your body releases these chemicals, giving you temporary strength. This would be considered temporary chemical strength. It's based on lifting. It's practice strength, dude. Get it? It's chemical strength. It isn't real. It isn't based on myofibrillar strength. It's based on chemical strength. It's fake. You're weak. That's all. And if you're gaining size and thinking that that size is correlated with that strength lifting weights, you're crazy. Pizza doesn't build. Pizza and pasta and Coca-Colas, they don't build muscles, bro.
Minuscule amount. They're almost negligible, right? The amount of muscle that you stimulate and gain.
Let's get one thing straight. Plants, fruits and vegetables, garbage food like fruits and vegetables and processed food, all that garbage, all that man-made garbage, garbage plant foods, they do not build muscles. If anything, they cause an apoptosis in your muscles. You'll lose muscle cells. It'll become apoptotic.
From a single training session, once you've been training a couple years, is so small that...
And then you'll misconstrue the puffiness as being muscles, that puffiness in there, that the glycogen that's being loaded inside the muscle as a storage unit. It's an energy source. Because you become an endurance athlete now. If you go to failure or do drop sets or any of these kind of sets, you get it, man? Jesus, you are an endurance athlete coming in. And plus your diet is mostly carbohydrate than protein. That's why all of you are endurance athletes. You're ridiculously dumb. Okay?
It would be pretty much immeasurable with any sort of equipment, right? Everyone understands this, hopefully, that what we are looking at is essentially every workout session, can I add like one hair worth of muscle? Like I think of a strand of hair, maybe. Okay, little tiny, immeasurable almost amounts of muscle gain. And what we're looking for...
Little tiny, immeasurable muscle gains. Yes, they can only be seen in a CAT scan because of the small amount of food that you've been eating. Okay.
If we are consistently doing that over months and months and months,
consistently,
then it turns into substantial amounts of muscle growth.
See, if you do it if you lift consistently for months and months and months, eating your garbage diet consistently, months and months and months, you will see some muscle gain. No, you won't. You're not going to see anything. You're going to see some fake gains, but other than that, you're not going to see anything else. I'm going to go back to explaining this one more time so people can understand this. In this section here, it says here, what needs to occur to have more protein synthesis than breakdown in order to maintain positive consume amino acids? No, not that one. Hold on. I like this one better. This is the one. Which conditions involve a situation in which protein synthesis exceeds breakdown? When muscle protein synthesis exceeds muscle protein breakdown, muscle hypertrophy, also known as muscle growth, occurs. So how does muscle hypertrophy occur, dude? How does it occur? How does it occur? It doesn't occur with lifting weights. It's when muscle protein synthesis exceeds breakdown. That's when muscle hypertrophy, also known as muscle growth, occurs, says Dr. Nima. Muscle hypertrophy is dependent on the balance between muscle protein synthesis and breakdown. It can be influenced by many factors, including nutrition and exercise. Yeah, it can be influenced, but exercise opens a window for it. That's how it's influenced. Now, it can be also influenced through nutrition. You could be walking around eating a lot of protein, and that would increase the size of the myofibrillar as well. So you don't have to lift weights. But that would take quite a while to see that. You'd have to be downing it every single day to see results. It's something you would have to test for, but whatever, dude. You get the point.
Right? So when people are doing this stuff, well, I'm just trying to hammer my muscles into submission. every single session.
See, this is the loser mentality. I'm gonna hammer my muscles into submission. I'm gonna make them grow on my garbage diet, on my breatharian diet. Yeah.
And I'm not saying we shouldn't train hard. I want to be clear here. I'm not saying you shouldn't be training hard, but how do we define hard? I define hard.
You don't have to train hard. You're gonna get stronger. When protein synthesis exceeds breakdown and you build more mass on the myofibrillar, you're gonna get stronger. So every time you come into the gym, it's gonna get easier, your workouts, man.
Is getting sets close to failure or taking sets to failure and doing enough of them to stimulate muscle growth.
Doing enough of them to stimulate muscle growth. They don't stimulate muscle growth. They open a window for protein synthesis, dude. What part do you not understand?
For some muscles, as few as 3 sets in a session could do that, but we may go more. I prescribe usually for most of my clients.
Discover Morel.
Could do that, but we may go more. I prescribe usually.
He prescribes to his clients. What clients? He doesn't even know he doesn't know anything about training. Clients, his loser clients. Oh, come on, man.
For most of my clients, I like around 10 sets a week for a muscle.
They're losing. The clients are losing listening to this because they're losing. That weights don't build muscles.
That's our baseline, and then we assess from there. Some people gain quite well on less. Some people gain better if we go a bit above that.
Yeah, if you eat carbohydrates, you're gonna gain. Lose, gain, lose. Got to maintain that, glycogen, those glycogen muscles.
Right? 12, maybe even 15 for a lagging muscle group. But for the most part, I feel there's very little benefit going beyond that. So when people are like, well, I'm doing these individual sessions to just shock some extra growth.
I will just shock some extra growth. I'm going to shock it. Even though I'm not eating anything, I'm eating air. I'm going to shock it on eating air.
Use all these techniques, and it's like, what do you really think you're going to get out of that? Your body's only going to gain muscles.
You want to know how to gain muscle? That's why he's jealous of my channel. This is how you gain muscle. You want to see how you gain muscle? Look. I'm going to show you how to gain muscle, bro. Right here. Look at my videos right there. That's how you gain muscle, broski.
I think people, they were not listening, bro. Protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to see that mass. Doesn't matter what you do in the gym. Hell, you can lift every day in the gym. But it's in the timing. It's in the timing, bro. Within a 2-hour period, you gotta eat after it's blunted. No, and I know this from experience. I'm telling you from experience, bro. I'm thick. Experience. Hello. If you don't come in here and eat for a couple hours, you're not gonna exceed that breakdown. You're not gonna build any mass on the myofibrillar. You have to focus more on this than the gym. The gym, anybody can do that. It's free. The gym is free. You can lift monkey bars at the gym, bro. 24 hours a day.
You can go there and break down. You can go there and break your body down day after day after day, and then you can't figure out why you're never gaining any mass. Then you complain about newbie gains and hard gainer and all this baloney crap, bro. Get it? You're all a bunch of whiners.
Side of the street, whatever. But you're not going to build any muscle like that. This is where you're going to build it, bro. This is going to increase testosterone and everything. You don't need phony powders and anything. You don't need to fake it to make it. You need to do it real once so you don't have to fake it all the time. Because all you fucking people are out there, you're faking it, bro. Get it? Why do you need to fake it if you could do it real? See what I mean? See you in the next one.
That's how you do it, broski. That's how you do it, broski.
One of the things that
So you don't fake it. Get it?
Really think you're going to
Stop faking it.
get out of that? Your body's only going to gain muscle so fast. It's going to be at a slow rate. What matters is that
Your body's only going to gain so much mass. It's going to grow at a slow rate. I told you, the window of success is a very short window in life. People have become successful in 8 years, some people in 2 years, 3 years in their businesses. Very short. I know people that become successful in 1 year. Wow, really fast. So you don't sit there like Blaha and become unsuccessful for the next 35 years, pretending that he's going to be successful one day.
Is consistently training hard, and we should be seeing upward
Does this look like success to you? You should be training hard. Yes, train hard, harder than last time.
trends over time. Now, if you're obviously been cutting a bit or whatever,
I just love watching him get older and older. He's just like aging, man. Look, I gotta tell you, I'm 10 years older than him, and I look younger than him, bro. My hair is a lot longer now. I look so much better. I look better and better all the time. Yeah. This is failure.
thought it was going to happen. But what we should be looking at is a general upward trend of progressive overload. How do we define that? Well, we define that by putting more weight on the bar or the dumbbell or the machine, or adding more reps. And
Progressive overload? This is progressive overload, okay.
the individual set. I'm not talking about adding more reps per workout.
Sure it does.
I'm talking about adding more reps on a set-to-set basis. In other words, if you have a weight that you can only lift for 8 reps,
Yes.
and then you hit failure. And we're
Yes.
talking for your full normal range of motion. I'm not talking about cutting range of motion or cheating to get more reps. I'm talking about doing the same
Yes, cheat, do more reps. Yes, do more reps. More reps.
technique, same range of motion. You know, something like a barbell curl. You can do a straight barbell curl from the bottom and then curl it up towards your face.
Yeah.
Let's say you can do 60 pounds for 8 reps. And over a period of time, you build that up with the same tempo, same range of motion. You build that up to 12 reps. Okay, that is solid progressive overload. You've increased the amount of reps you can do with that weight by 50%. Okay, that is a substantial increase. Or let's say you get it up to 10, you've been doing 60
I say Blaha weighs around 160 pounds.
for 10, and then you build it up to where you can do 70 pounds for 10, 75 pounds for 10 over the course of months and months. All right, that is a substantial improvement in
He probably weighs as much as Alpha Destiny.
progressive overload. That is going to equate to more muscle growth. Okay?
How is that going to equate to more muscle growth? Doing lifts. Man, did I not just go over this already, man? The information. My God.
Your biceps will be bigger as a result of you having that progressive overload over time, or it's definitely
No, your biceps will never get bigger you doing progressive overload over time. They'll get bigger progressively overloading over time on your carbohydrate diet, which will be artificial. It'll be artificial muscle growth. It'll be sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It won't be based on myofibular or hyperplasia. Now, in what I do in my channel, on my old channel, I do mostly what some people will call hyperplasia training. I'm shooting for an adaptation. I'm getting muscle damage. I'm trying to gain more muscle cells. But I'm also trying to gain mass on the myofibular as well. That's a lot harder. You need to be in a positive nitrogen balance all the time during that whole week, during the repair and the remodeling. Now, if you're an adapted person in the gym lifting, you can gain mass on the myofibular providing MPS exceeds MPB. Get it, dude? If it's not, forget it. You are just a slave, a lifting slave.
a sign that you have grown. I always tell people that too. Don't take progressive overload other than neural drive gains on really low reps.
And it's in the timing. It has to happen right after your workout. You have to seriously eat, and I mean a lot of meat after your workout. I don't know if you're going to go buy a roast beef and eat the whole roast beef, then do that. But it has to be a lot of meat, okay? A lot.
Don't take that necessarily as the full stimulator of growth. It's the evidence of growth. In other words, once the muscle has grown, it has more force production. It can probably...
Once it's growing, it adds more force production. Yeah. If you actually grew myofibular growth, it will add more force production. But sarcoplasmic hypertrophy doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't add to more force production. That's why none of you are getting stronger. You're just getting better at lifting weights. But you didn't really get stronger.
Do more reps with the same weight. It can probably do slightly more weight for the same number of reps, right? Your 10 rep max is going to go up, or your 10 rep max is going to turn into a 12 rep max. over time. All right, but that is the key thing that people have to understand when we are talking about muscle growth and adaptation. It is something that occurs over a period of time. Muscles grow extremely slow.
No, they don't. They grow extremely fast. They grow extremely fast. That's a lie. They don't grow slow, providing MPS exceeds MPB.
Barring storage factors like them holding extra water from inflammation or extra glucose storage, the actual muscle growth of the tissue is a very slow process. And once you get through those...
He's lying to you. No, it doesn't. He's lying. He's, you know why? Because it's growing slow for him because MPS is never exceeding MPB. Get it? He's never focused on that. He thinks that weights build muscles. That's why it's never working for him. Blaha has never built any muscle. He has no muscle. This is just his regular body. This is a regular body walking in the street on a regular, looking like it's eating a regular diet. Regular body eating regular diet, walking down the street. I would never think that he was a power lifter or even lifted weights ever.
New gains, it really is about consistently applying enough tension and working hard enough week after week, month after month, year after year. It's not about, hey, can I shock this muscle and absolutely destroy it in every individual session. You know, to the point to where I'm completely exhausted, right? And to where you are.
Why do you need to do that? Because you're going to force growth out of what? Out of air? Thin air? By destroying it? That just makes no sense.
Hurt, and that muscle hurts for 5 days straight all the time. That's not what we're trying to do here. All right.
And then it hurts for 5 days straight in a row? Well, that would be through an adaptation, something that you never did before. If you never destroyed your muscle before like that, then that's going to be a new adaptation. That still requires a lot of protein during the repair and the remodeling. You need to be in a positive nitrogen balance during that time, or it'll become apoptotic.
Guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative.
Thank God.
I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.
Thank God, man, that was over. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I don't know what JasonBlaha is thinking, but he's never going to build anything. He's stubborn. Keep believing that those weights are going to build you a muscle, dude. See you in the next one. Ciao.